it's Nina from VR Focus, and we are here today with
Jean-Charles Gaudechon.
Thank you so much for doing the interview. Could you tell me a little bit about your role and what you do at CCP and the latest Gunjack news?
Yeah, so I'm based in Shanghai, China, and so I take care of that part of the world for CCP, and also head up the studio based in Shanghai, where we built Gunjack 1 and Gunjack 2.
And what's the future looking for Gunjack?
Yeah, so Gunjack 2 is kind of the spiritual son of Gunjack, the Google Daydream platform. So it's still very much like mobile VR. It's still very much an arcade experience at heart, in kind of giving players as much immersion in VR as possible.
Are you looking to go to other platforms besides Daydream?
One day.
One day?
Yeah. So right now we're working exclusively on the Daydream. But there's no reason why we wouldn't go to more platforms later on.
So what is the future of VR with CCP? Do you think you'll be doing other projects besides Gunjack?
Absolutely. I mean, it's CCP, I think, have shown like huge commitment into the VR space and mobile VR, which is what we're doing more in Shanghai, but not just that. Stand-up VR, what you see with Spark as an example, and also Valkyrie, of course, is kind of more like HD or console or kind of PC sitting down experience.
With you being based in Shanghai, how do you see the market developing? Do you see relationships growing in China, sort of crossing over into the West?
Absolutely, actually. I mean, VR right now is growing everywhere, mostly in the US, probably right now kind of the biggest market, and even Europe is really pushy, interested for more content, more hardware and stuff. And in China, it's very much its own world. And it's growing its own, kind of hardware and content, which is why it's really cool for us, CCP, to already be, on kind of Chinese soil, to be able to kind of push content, work with hardware makers directly there.
So, for example, with the new controllers that are coming out for lots of like the Gear VR and Oculus Touch controllers.
That's right.
What type of things do you see for the future of gaming? For example, would you be seeing haptic gloves in the future, or things that are a little bit different?
You mentioned haptic gloves because I think something really important is input, kind of the way you interact, and moving away, from controllers. And already there's an evolution from, if you think the Gear VR to the second Gear VR, which has a controller. Google Daydream had a controller, which was a big thing for me because we are in interactive media. Mm-hmm. So the input and interaction is really important. But the way I think it's going to go and the way I'd like to push VR in general, is to make it as natural as possible. Is to remove as much as possible controls and stuff. Like even when you look at gaming, brick and mortar gaming or the old type of gaming, even the mouse, the PC, the controller, it's still the barrier to entry is difficult to just play something and say you need to press 3 buttons with the control in one direction, the other. So it leaves a lot of people behind. VR, I think, can really have the power to bring a lot of people in gaming and stuff, with very natural interaction input. Of course, untethered, cables, no more cables everywhere. Just no more cables for anything.
Yes.
But in VR even more, and lighter hardware, and something that really is a lot more comfortable. It's like you barely feel it. And you can see already some hardware makers really pushing in that direction. So
because we are at FanFest and because you guys have such a great relationship with your fans, how do you see that relationship growing with VR? Are you going to be doing something special to listen to them?
Yes. The first people that were able to give us feedback on the game was at FanFest 2015. If we can give it into our fans or basic community, etc., we go for that 100%. And CCP will always be the kind of main mode of function for CCP. Of kind of interacting with if that makes any sense. Yeah.
Interacting with fans.
Exactly, always.
Okay, so what are the next steps? I've heard that you guys received a lot of new investments. Is there sort of something that you're doing or working on right
Nothing
now?
for me personally.
Okay.
It's more CCP that got investment, but just...
Not you.
Exactly, not me, exactly,
you
yeah.
You don't have a new flat somewhere in
That's
Shanghai.
right, that's right. I'm working on it, but Hilmar right now is kind of lukewarm on the idea. No, more seriously, yes, I mean, that's public, which is cool because it basically just allows us to be even more solid, to make some calculated bets, some smart bets into like VR as an example, but not only. There's also kind of PC projects. and Eve, which remains, the heart of CCP, the beating heart of CCP, our biggest product. And, whether we push on new ground in VR, PC, or otherwise, Eve is still there and will always be there.
So what are you doing in Shanghai? What are you guys doing now in Shanghai? Besides working on Gunjack 2, you've now done all this stuff. What are you doing now?
Two, unannounced projects. Is basically 2 new IPs is what we're working on at the moment. It's too early. It's just very much in concept. But the idea is, again, to kind of try new things in VR, try new things in gaming in general. It's always very, very important that not just for Shanghai, but for CCP as a whole, we keep learning. I've been gaming for a long time. It's just really fresh to approach new problems, to ask ourselves new questions, and the team is super excited. They all look like kind of scuba divers at work. Where they have the hardware there, and they're like, and then they just do that to people that work on VR know exactly what I'm talking about.
What are you personally most excited about in the space of VR, AR, MR, and gaming?
It's a small question. Just to finish, I'm like, I'm really excited about the kind of variety, thank you. Variety of content coming. And I mean, and what I mean by that in gaming, it really goes from, the VR experiences which you see like are brand new and breaking new grounds, from Zelda, which I can't stop playing. I'll be, and it's fine because everyone should, it's a great game, to, PC, console, etc. So I just like, the variety. I'm not a good learner. There's a lot of investment around the world, it's around VR, content, hardware. So I think that's really sexy for gaming in general. That what excites me the most, I'd say. And of course for me, by managing Shanghai is to keep pushing there.
Okay, well, thank you so much for the interview.
My pleasure.
Please go to vrfocus.com if you want to find out more information, and please go to which website to find out more?
Gunjack.com, gunjack2.com. There's a website for each game. Both great, very proud of it. And yes, social media, ccpgames.com.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much.
No, thank you.